Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you 5 simple tricks to help you take better pictures with your smartphone. I'm going to be using the Honor 10 here, but these tricks will work on basically any Android phone. So just follow along with the video and I'll show you how to take some better pictures. So normally when you're thinking of like taking a panorama shot, you'll have like this super long picture of like mountains or something like that, but it's actually really useful for just when you're in a tight situation and you can't get a wide enough shot. You're going to be taking a short panorama, so you can just like move your picture a little bit and then stop the panorama, and it gives the photo a really interesting effect, like it's kind of like a super wide angle lens or something like that. I'll show you how it works.
So you'll see I'm trying to take a picture of this room here, but I can't really get the whole room in frame. Even when I turn it into landscape mode, I'm not quite getting the whole picture. So I'm going to switch over to my panorama mode. I just go to more and then I find panorama. I'm going to start at one side of the room, right up against the edge, and I'm going to start taking pictures. Slowly move my phone to the side here. And I want to get just enough so that the entire room is in the shot, and then I'll go ahead and stop the panorama. Let's see how this turned out. See, this looks really good. You can get the whole room in the shot. There's very little warp in the picture. I mean, there's a little bit, but not too much.
Now, if you have a phone that was released in the last 2 years or so, chances are you're going to have a dual lens camera on the back. That dual lens camera allows you to create a depth effect that's usually going to be just in your default camera. You can use the depth effect. On the Honor 10 here, it's called aperture mode or wide aperture mode. And you can actually adjust the aperture to give it a really shallow depth of field. So you can have the foreground object in focus and blur out everything in the back. It works really well in certain situations, so I'll kind of show you that one.
So I'll just take a picture of my sink here. I want to just get the faucet here in the foreground. That's going to be the only thing that's in focus. Everything else should be blurred out to give it a nice, like sort of a DSLR shallow depth of field lens. Afterwards, you can adjust it to make it just perfect.
And the next trick is going to be pretty simple. It's just a burst shot. I think this is really probably underused by a lot of people, but burst shot is perfect for when you're trying to take a picture of something that's alive, that's trying to hold still, whether it's you know, a person you're taking a picture of, a family portrait, or a mouse you caught in your rat trap and you want to take a picture of that and hang that on your wall or whatever you want to do, and you just need something to hold still. Take burst mode and you just press and you hold down on your photo thing and it'll take a bunch of pictures. Then you pick the best one that you want out of those. Pretty simple trick. You guys all know it exists, but you probably don't use it as often as you should. So that's my next tip.
And I also use this for when I'm taking selfies with the back-facing camera, because I can't really see what I'm looking at. I don't want to screw up the shot, so I just hold down my volume button, take a bunch of photos, and then see I can sort of scroll through the different pictures, find the frame that I like, and I can save that one.
Okay, so this next tip is something that I use for all of my photos, and that's shooting in RAW format. And that gives you a lot more detail to edit your photos afterwards. And you'll want to edit your photos afterwards in like Adobe Lightroom. That's my favorite application to just like do quick edits with lighting and exposure and tweak the colors a little bit and have something that looks a lot better. If you're putting something like on Instagram and you don't want to use their cheesy filters, because if you just use an Instagram filter, everyone's going to be like, oh, I recognize that filter, and it kind of takes away from your picture. But if you actually edit each one of your photos in Lightroom, it gives it a really unique and improved look. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick.
So Lightroom is free. You can get a free trial to use all of the features. But first thing you're going to want to do is set your phone to take RAW photos. For the Honor 10, you just go to Pro mode and then settings and then enable RAW format. Pretty simple. Then you take your picture, you open it up in Lightroom, and you can adjust the whites, the blacks, the highlights, the exposure, all of that stuff. It's a really powerful application. It works great on mobile phones. It's just as good as the desktop version, so this is a really good solution for that.
And then the last one is pretty simple. It's HDR mode. Most of you probably know what HDR mode is, but maybe not everyone knows when to use it. HDR mode is designed to balance the shadows and the light in a picture. So if you're taking something, it usually works best on like landscape. So if you're taking a picture of a mountain and you've got some dramatic clouds and the lighting is really intense, then it'll bring out the colors in the shadows and it'll sort of balance out the whole picture to make a really like balanced and crisp looking picture. So it works best in like landscapes and any sort of situation where you've got a bunch of different lighting situations in one shot.
HDR photos take a little bit longer to process, so make sure you hold your phone in one spot while you take your photo, and there you go.
Alright, well that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you guys have any tips or tricks of your own, leave them in the comments section. I'm also going to leave a link to my Twitter and my personal YouTube channel if you want to go check those out. Right now I'm doing a giveaway over at my personal YouTube channel. Subscribe to that and you'll be entered to win a $25 gift card to the Play Store. So that's it for this video. Good, you can go now.